Well, what an important victory for you, important steps towards safety.
Absolutely, and we did it the hard way. I thought our first half performance was very commanding, and I was a little bit disappointed that we conceded those 2 goals because, to be honest, we hadn't been under an awful lot of pressure from Brighton in that half. But that changed in the second half. They certainly put us under a lot more pressure. They got crosses into the box. They got players forward, and we weren't able, unfortunately, to reproduce the level of the performance in terms of our passing play and our attacking play as we had done in the first half. So it meant that we had to spend the last 15 or 20 minutes defending well and fighting to keep balls out of our box as best we could. And luckily for us, the goalkeeper, Wayne Hennessy, had an outstanding game. So when the crosses did elude the defenders, he was there to sweep up for us.
Did you tell the boys yesterday, get at them straight away, get in behind them, big derby game, really take the game to them early on?
We tend to try to do that anyway with the type of players we have. We have some very good quality midfield players who are very good passing and receiving the ball. So we wanted to make certain that we took advantage of that. And in Wilf and Andros, we have 2 players with pace. So we really wanted to try to exploit the spaces behind them. And that worked very, very well in the first half. But in the second half, a combination of factors, I guess, meant we weren't able to reproduce it. And that gave Brighton the chance to get much more of a foothold in the game and cause us some problems. But we clung on to the victory. It was a very important victory. And so many times I've stood here at the end of a game in front of a TV camera with everyone agreeing with me that we've been a bit unlucky and that our performance merited more than we actually got from the game. It's quite nice now to be here having got the points that we really need and have people tell me that perhaps we were a little bit fortunate in the second half.
What I thought compared to last week, the last 5-10 minutes when you were under the cosh today, you defended in more disciplined style than, let's say, at Bournemouth last week when you went a bit gung-ho even when you were in the lead.
Yep, I think that's right. I think the players, their game management was better. You know, we had a nervous moment on the bench there when we got that free kick in the last minute, and I saw people lining up, and I was desperate that they actually kept the ball in that corner and didn't chip it into their goalkeeper, because you never know with football players, even though you think surely they're not going to do that. You never actually know, but this time they didn't, and we saw the game out, and it's going to be an important victory for us. It keeps us in the mix. It keeps us with 4 games to go, 2 of which are at home, in with a chance of maintaining our Premier League status. And we did it the hard way in the second half. We did it the easy way in the first half and the hard way in the second. Perhaps I'll tell the players on Monday they can choose in future which one they prefer, the easy way or the hard way.
Opens up a little bit of a gulf, doesn't it, between you and the bottom 3 now?
Well, Stoke have got a game in hand, so we'll have to see, and Southampton have got a game in hand as well. So if these teams win their games in hand, then of course the gap will be a lot less. But of course the teams slightly above us, you know, with the 35 points and the 34 and 37 points, they'll have to start looking over their shoulder soon, because it's all very well saying we've got 4 games to get 3 points, but this is a very easy league to lose 4 games on the trot in. If you're not one of the top teams, it's a pretty easy league to lose 3 or 4 games on the trot. It sounds strange, I suppose, to say that, because everyone thinks, no, we won't lose 3 or 4 on the bounce, but you do, because you're playing good teams around you, and you know the nerves are going to set in for those teams as well. We've been at the bottom all along. We were relegated after 7 games, so really everything we do is a bit of a bonus, where some of these teams have not even thought about relegation until now, when they see themselves being sucked into it.
And the way you're playing as well, the confidence you can see coursing through the players is so important at this stage. Yeah,
we've got good players, and you know they've got to be aware of that. You know, we constantly tell them, you know, you've got to be brave enough to play on the ball. You've got to be brave enough to want the ball and do what you're actually good at, because we're not a scrapping sort of team. If the truth is known, our players are not that type of player. They are the type of player who has been brought to the club and nurtured to get hold of the ball, pass the ball, create things. And in fact, in recent weeks, you know, our goal-scoring record has actually been quite good. The only problem is we let him in at the other end, and it would be nice if we stopped that.